All right, we're joined now by Kelly Walsh. Kelly is an attorney specializing in bankruptcy for Scaringi Law.
All right, so thank you, first of all, for being with us. We have a lot of questions, but we want to kind of break it down just simply with what is Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Let's start with the basics.
So a Chapter 11 bankruptcy is a reorganization. It's similar to a Chapter 13 that an individual would file, except that it's filed by a business. It's generally a lot larger and more complex, and the business actually gets to continue to operate during that process and has a lot more control over how they're reorganizing and restructuring their debts.
So that answer leads to the question then, what people are wondering about, under this bankruptcy provision here, will victims still be able to come forward and file complaints? Or is this a way for the church to put a freeze on that? There's some conflicting info coming from the Attorney General, coming from Mark Rossi, the representative who's been behind the legislation here. Does it allow the Catholic Church an out?
Well, there is an automatic stay that goes into effect with the bankruptcy. That doesn't mean that there isn't a venue for victims to file claims, though. The venue is now in bankruptcy court rather than in another court. So victims should be reaching out to a bankruptcy lawyer rather than to a litigation lawyer in order to pursue their claims in bankruptcy.
There are definitely victims watching now. What advice do you have? I mean, what questions do you think they're going to bring to you and need?
Well, I think that first you should definitely be getting some guidance from a bankruptcy attorney. My office does bankruptcy law and we do free consultations, so you can call Scaringi Law to schedule a consultation. Some things that you should be aware of are that you are required to file a proof of claim in order to have any chance of being paid at all. So you would have to come forward now, talk to an attorney, and have someone on your side who can file that claim for you. There is also a question with this type of a case whether claims might even be dischargeable. There's a possibility that your claim might not be dischargeable. A claim for certain types of debt, including criminal fines, restitution in a criminal case, and willful and malicious injury, can be non-dischargeable. However, given that willful and malicious injury is the most likely, that is something where you have to actually go into bankruptcy court and file a claim in order to seek a determination whether it's dischargeable. And there's a possibility that it might not be if it's more of a negligence situation on behalf of the diocese, but that's something that would have to be determined on an individual basis.
All right, Kelly Walsh, an attorney with Scaringi Law, thank you so much for coming in, helping us understand the bankruptcy process.
Thank you for having me.